So where to start?
Um,
How about this? August 28th, 2005.
yeah. Let's see. That night we were told that we definitely had to come back to the building to stay because we were essential personnel. And my grandmother, who had cancer at the time, she had recently found out she had cancer, said that because of her medication she couldn't take the contraflow. So my whole family was like, we're going to Baton Rouge, and I was like, okay, she can stay here with me. I'm gonna go to the building. My grandma made plans to check into the Hyatt, and we had packed up, you know, as much stuff as we could. I had clothes and my three cats.
Did we have a dog yet? No,
we didn't have the dog yet.
We didn't get the dog till the dog was a Katrina dog.
Yes.
So we had three cats.
We had three cats. Sweet Heavenly Baby Lou, Mr. Bo Derek Jangles, and Bingo.
And we had them all up in the studio. So the studio was connected to the New Orleans Center at the time. We were down there by the Superdome. And so your grandmother stayed in a hotel room.
Yeah, she stayed in the Hyatt.
Which was connected indoors to where we were at the radio station. Yeah,
so I got all her stuff together, you know, with her and dropped her off. And I kept thinking the whole time that, oh my gosh, it is so hot, like, because she couldn't carry all of her stuff. So, you know, we got her in her room, and then I went to the car and unloaded it, and nothing was working. So I had to, like, go all the outside and everything else to try and go to the Hyatt. And as I was walking in the heat, I'm like, oh, it's so hot, it's so hot. I can't believe I'm going through all this just to go back home in a day or two.
So the next day, 8 in the morning or something is when it started? I woke up to heavy winds. Now, we were warned that the building, the skyscrapers were designed to shake. To not shake, but to move back and forth.
Yeah.
And that's normal and it's safe. And we were like, okay. But when I woke up to the storm, several things about a hurricane that people who have never sat in the middle of a hurricane may not know. One, if you're in a skyscraper, the wind is hitting on one side and is almost completely calm on the other side of the building.
Yeah.
Two, the glass doesn't shatter.
No, it just kind of slowly cracks.
We were able to rope doors shut and see through the studio windows to the exterior windows, and we would watch, and the windows would just little crack, and then it would just fall.
Yeah. It was actually really boring, and
after 2 hours of the 4 hours that Katrina was actually in New Orleans, I took a nap because it got boring.
Yeah, it did get pretty boring.
WWL was still on the air. Everybody else had moved over to news, and they were doing the show. And at first they were doing it in the studio, but as the windows were cracking, I remember distinctly Garland Robinette with a wired mic.
Sitting in the hallway.
He was crouched down in the hallway doing his show.
Yeah.
And at one point, the wind from the outside, since the windows were breaking, swooped the door open, and he, like, ducked.
Yeah.
Instinctively in the middle of the show.
Yeah, I do remember that. Him sitting in a chair. I mean, a chair much like this one, just out in the hallway with the microphone.
And people are saying, hey, it flooded down here and the water's rising. What happened? And we're like, you know, probably a truck just went by or something.